Okay, so the project to black out the rear of the ZL1 has gone in several stages, and it's had its challenges along the way. Against the black car, that factory red sure does look red. If you like it, that's great, but I like the look of the OEM Blackouts much better. The first set of Blackout taillights I got were all scuffed up from packaging, something GM didn't do very well. So the incredible Matthew at That GM Parts Guy expedited me a new set and took the damaged ones back. No questions, no problems, excellent customer service. I had originally had plans to film the entire installation process of the taillights, but frankly, it was too hard to worry about cameras and audio and the actual work as a one-man band. So I focused on installing the lights, got a little bit of footage and images here and there. They came out perfect. I took extra precautions by using some blue tape to avoid scratching my paint. Something I had not seen anybody else do, but maybe I'm just more paranoid than they are. I did bring my best buddy out to help, but he wasn't very much help. The Blackout taillights look fantastic, but they really make the brake light look bright red. I pre-ordered the Blackout brake light from That GM Parts Guy, but while waiting, I thought I'd knock down the brightness of the red a little bit with some tint. Like any good doctor, you only expose the portion of the patient that you need to expose. So this is what I'm going to try and tone down a little bit right here. I got the tint kits from Faztech. They're easy to get, they're pretty affordable, and it looks like it's pretty simple to use, so I'm going to give it a try. I got the light. There's a light and a dark, and you can even get it with some letters cut out. You can get it to say Camaro, or you can get it to say what? I don't know. I know you can get it to say Camaro, but I went with just a plain. But I also went with the light because I don't want to smoke it out so dark that it's not a useful light or that it can't be seen. Same thing with the reflectors. So I got the lighter version, and I'm curious to see what that looks like because I think everything else I've seen anybody do was always the dark. Okay, this all seems fairly straightforward, but trust me, if anybody can botch up a simple job, it's me. And as you know, the first time is always kind of a practice run anyway. So here's what the light tint film looks like. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you clean the surface that you're going to attach this to, because anything that's going to have to stick needs to be cleaned. So I'm using an alcohol wipe because if you want to know for a fact you've got something clean and dry with no wax of any kind, no residue, I would recommend a good alcohol wipe. And if you don't have an alcohol wipe like this, for those of you who watch my channel, this is a Talon Grips alcohol wipe. All right, so there's that. That is now wiped dry and clean. We'll let the air get to that. Okay, so that lens is now about as clean as a lens can get. Now the next thing you're supposed to do, I've got a little solution here of a little bit of soap and some water. So you're supposed to spray that area. Let me just move this cover back a little bit more. I want to spray my cover. All right, so I'm just going to spray this area, get it wet. So let me interject a comment right here, and I will tell you that the instructions are not very good, because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to peel. Like I say, I got the light because I didn't really want to totally darken it out. So I don't know. What do you guys think? It is darker, but I guess it's okay. I guess that's kind of what I was going after. I don't know. We'll see. Let me do the bottom two, and then we'll assess that. All right. So here's a 2/3 of the project update. So the brake light has been done, and as you can see, it still looks pretty red, especially in the sun. Let me cross over this way a little bit. Believe it or not, it is actually a little bit subdued. It's not quite as obnoxious a red as it was. But, you know, again, I did opt for the light, so I'm not complaining about the degree of tint. That would be on me. I did have a bubble right here in the center. There's like a natural little point on the lens, and that created a bubble. So I just took a pin, poked a hole, and sort of squeegeed the air and water out. So then I came down and I did this reflector, which went on much easier actually. It was a little easier to position, and it seems to have gone on pretty well, and it's kind of dark. Now for comparison, here's the other reflector. So you can see, let me try and get the same type of light on it. So there's the undone, non-covered reflector, and here's the covered reflector. So it's still red, but it is definitely muted. Takes away some of that obnoxious red. So let's do the last one. Call it a day. Alright, so here's the last one. I've already applied alcohol rub to the lens, so the lens is nice and clean. So now, put our soap and water solution. Peel the sticker, and this is the part I had trouble with because I thought it was a sandwich with 2 layers of film, but basically you're just peeling off this decal right here. Clearly you can see which way it goes because of the downward turn. And you just lay it in place initially as best you can. Check it real good. Spray a little water over the top. That allows us to manipulate it. Now the other reflector went on pretty easy, and this one appears to be going on equally as easy. Now I take my squeegee, which in this case is much bigger than I need, but I just work it back and forth basically. You can see where I'm moving it. So I'm just trying and working it from the center out in one direction, and I can see I've got a bit of a bubble right there. I want to work that through. And then we'll come from the center back this direction. Again, these are relatively easy because they're small. All right, so that looks decent. Now, get some heat on it. Okay, I think that has got it. It seems like it made more of a difference on these lower reflectors than it did on the brake light in terms of really cutting down the red. So I'm happy, I'm real happy with the way those two look, which is actually a good thing because I've already got a pre-order on that brake light to go with the blacked out version, so hopefully that'll come sooner rather than later. We'll get that taken care of, but there you go. Okay, so you may have seen already a couple of times from a couple different folks replacing this red third brake light with the blackout third brake light, which is my next task. I just heated it a little bit with a hair dryer and it's been sitting in the sun too. So we're just trying to break loose some of the adhesive under here. I also opted to go without a wireless microphone clipped to me, so if the audio sucks, I'll use subtitles instead, but hopefully this Sony's camera's onboard mic will be sufficient. And I'm just using a business card. It's Justin business card. This tool see if it'll pry. Get in there and pry a little bit. Yep. And once you get just a little bit of it out, I think you can grab a hold of it, and out it should come. Voila. So that was easy. Now, unanimously, everyone has said that the hardest part is getting all this gunk off. So that'll be the next step. Yep. Oh, that was pretty easy. Way easier than I expected. All right, so out with the old, and let's see if I can scrape away some of this stuff. Okay, people were unanimously saying that the big pencil eraser was like the best tool to use to get this off. Well, I don't have one because I don't have kids in school, but I do have this. So I'm going to try this and see if it actually helps, and if not, we'll go a different route. I don't think this is going to help. I think I'm just wearing out the eraser. Yeah, I'm just wearing out this eraser here. All right, we're going to have to scrape this stuff off the slow and tedious way. Well, you don't need to watch me do this. I'll be back. All right, going to try a little bit of rubbing alcohol. That also seems to be a popular solution. Get it? Alcohol solution. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so we did a function test of the brake, and let's go ahead and take this guy off. I think we know which way is up. Even I know which way is up now. All right. And press. Now mine clicked in pretty easy. I've heard stories of some being a little stubborn in the center, but mine clicked in right away. And now I'm just holding some pressure on it. Okay, so here it is. Finally done in stages, but sometimes that's the best way to approach it. I love the blackout look, much better than the red, and I still have a little bit of tint on the lower reflectors to subdue the bright red of those.